Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the check-in, and I am your boy Heat Detector. Before we get started, let me just get a couple things out the way. Let's get to that disclaimer out the way. I can't even see it from here. Hold on. Boom. There it is. And as you see that, I also will say that this show may contain graphic words, things you may not agree with, um, might contain a lot of things. But I am not a psychiatrist or therapist, I'm just a guy who's on a mission and on a journey of self awareness, self help, mental health, and just all around being a better person for me and for those around me and those that I choose to have around me. I think that's an important point that we're going to get on to today or this evening. But uh, if you're thin skinned or you may not want to watch this. You may want to change the channel. You may want to watch something else. You may want to switch it out. There may be things that are being said, but the intent is not to harm or hurt anyone. Uh, by this, shout out to Chris Gaines. Salute. But the intent of this show is not to hurt or harm anybody. The intent of the show is to get help and to help anybody. Hence the name, the check-in. The check-in is about checking in. You know, we all need somebody to talk to. We all need a place that's safe. We feel safe to talk. Excuse me. We feel safe to say things that are bothering us. You know, to get those things off your chest instead of keeping them in and struggling with the things. I mean, we all have different struggles in life. We all have different things that we battle with and fight every day, and it's important, to get those things out. And just a quick stories for those that don't know how this show even came about. This show came about in the beginning. It wasn't about mental health. It was about bridging the gap in hip hop. In my mind, bridging the gap in hip hop between the older generation and the younger generation. And it was called Sunday Sit Downs with the OGs. And I had been doing that show for a couple of months, and every Sunday, same time, 8:30, and nobody was really watching, but I didn't really care. I was just getting started in all of this. And I was having a really fucked up day prior to the show. I mean, one of those days where you just feel like anybody could get it. Like, motherfucker say the wrong thing to me, and I swear to God, I'm about to snap. I'm about to lose it. I was having a really fucked up day. And before the show, we used to have people that were doing the show with me check in, and we do things a half an hour before the show just to make sure that all the technical shit was right. And so as soon as they popped in remotely, I was like, man, I don't want to do this shit. Not today. You know what I mean? And I just had like kind of a meltdown. And we talked about it for like about that half an hour. And I was like, steadfast on not doing the damn show. And they're like, no, we got to do it. We got to do it. You know, mind you, nobody ever really watched the show. And so as the time ran out, and they were like, we got to do it. Time's up. Like, we either going to go on and do it, whatever, whatever. So I said, fuck it. Let's just do the show. It's only going to be half an hour, real quick, get it over with. And as we started the show, we were talking about hip hop. And then everything that we talked about prior to that started spilling into everything. Before we knew it, we were all talking about shit we were going through and struggles in life and just everything. It just kind of did its own thing, so to speak. And we were all sitting there, and then I look up, and there's like a ton of people watching, and people were expressing the same feelings. They were like, "Oh man, I had a messed up day too," and like, oh man, I can't believe I just stumbled onto this show, man. I really needed to hear this. I really needed this. I really needed that. And the show was supposed to go for 30 minutes and it went for 3 hours. That next morning I got up and I was like, I'm changing this show to the check-in. And that day that I did that changed everything for me. Changed my life, changed how I thought about things, how I dealt with things, and just has been a journey of self-awareness for me. You know what I mean? And I feel and believe that it's been helpful to others as well. Hence the name, the check in, because when I woke up that morning, I was like, man, everybody needs a place to check in. Everybody needs a safe space. You know what I mean? And it just dawned on me that because of that night, I woke up. Well, after the show, I felt a little bit better. I wasn't all the way great, but I felt a little bit better. When I woke up the next morning, I felt a little better. And it, like I said, it dawned on me that that's something that's important. It's important for us to talk to people. It's important for us to reach out. It's important to not stuff those feelings of anger, rejection, or abandonment, or whatever it is, alcoholism, drug addiction, whatever. Because even if it's any type of addiction, this is my own thoughts on it. Like I said, I'm not a therapist or a psychiatrist, um, but we do those things because we're masking a lot of shit. We're masking things that we've been through, traumas, and things of that nature uh, throughout our entire lives. Some of us worse than others, but I've always been in the thought of, like one man's trash is another man's kingdom. What I may feel was hellish to walk in my shoes, somebody else that's been through less than me could hop right in my shoes and glide through it. Like, this is what you're bugging off of? Are you tripping? Or vice versa. So I never diminish or put anybody's journey that they're on and demean it or make it smaller or mine is bigger or none of that shit, because everybody, we're all different and we all deal with things differently. And through this whole journey, man, I've changed my thought process. I've changed how I look at and deal with people, um, how I understand myself. It's not perfect, but I'm working on it every day, and that's all you really can do is work on it every day, every day, every day. It's a nonstop work in progress, and I can tell you that because it's a work in progress, man. Every day isn't going to be great. Every day isn't sunshine and roses and shit. But because I'm doing the work, the benefits of it outweigh everything else, and it's hard work. It's hard work. It's hard as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's hard to be accountable for your actions, even if they're good to be accountable. It's hard to be accountable for your actions when they're bad. It's hard to be accountable to your friends, to your family, all of this simultaneously while being accountable to yourself. And so, like with those thoughts, I thought about today and I was thinking, self-love is a big, big, big part of that. And like, what is self-love? And how do you how do you attain self-love? How do you know that you even love yourself? Because everybody said, man, I love myself. I love me some me or whatever in the fuck. But really, do you? Because we all say that shit, but do we? Do are we really on a journey to really love yourself? Or are people just saying that just because it's the go-to shit to say, just because it's like, oh, I love me, but do you? Because self-love is like, to me, super fucking hard to do. It's because it takes a lot of work to love yourself. You have to be kind to yourself. Treat yourself like you would treat a friend. Sounds easy enough, but as people, I think we're really hard on ourselves a lot of times in a lot of things that we do, and we don't necessarily understand when we're being hard on ourselves or when uh, we're not giving ourselves enough credit, for things that we do. And it's important to do that. It really is. Practice self care. I know a lot of motherfuckers that ain't Ain't doing that shit. Practicing self-care is more than just getting up and getting in the shower. You know what I mean? You got to eat well, you got to exercise, and you got to get enough sleep because all of those things play a big role and are big key to your mental health. Oh, salute to Ada. Ada's in the building. Thank you. She says, yes, self love is hard work. Yeah, it's extremely hard work. I agree. I was just saying that. Yeah. So eating well and exercising and getting enough sleep, those things are extremely important. You know, if you've ever uh, talked to someone that's been in the gym or worked out, they'll tell you like, oh, when they got done working out, they're like, oh, that was great, man. I feel great. I feel like $1,000,000. I feel like I can take on the world. It's a good way to relieve stress. It's a good way to feel like you've accomplished something and done something. So it's important, all of it. Eating well, exercise, and sleep. That's my biggest one. Sleep. I don't sleep enough. Setting boundaries. Learn to say no and protect your time. Ooh, that's a big one. That's a big one. Protecting your time. I tell people all the time that time is the most valuable currency that we own. It's more valuable than gold. It's more valuable than any paper money or anything monetary you can put on it. Your time is extremely valuable, and people need to treat your time like it's valuable. You yourself should treat your time like it's valuable because it is, because that's the one thing in life that you cannot get back. You can get back everything else. You can get another house, you can get another car, you can get new clothes, you can get new shoes. You can't get your time back. So investing that time in yourself is important. I feel like, you know what I mean? Investing that time into the right people, surrounding yourself by the right people and good people. Shout out to DJ Ace Vito's in the building, man. My good friend, he said it's hard to deal with imposter syndrome. Not many feel that. Yeah, I mean, listen, bro, on some real shit, and you should know this, Ace. I know you, and uh, it's the work, man. I feel like personally, and I only speak from my own experience personally. Uh, like I said, I'm not a therapist or anything or a psychiatrist, but personally, the hardest part for me was the beginning of the work. And trust me, it doesn't get any easier. It doesn't get easier. The work is hard, bro, because you have to. What is he saying? You feel like you're not as good as you are. Yeah, but we'll get to that because that's uh uh let me go through this list real quick about so right now we're at setting boundaries because I'll get to that. Uh the boundaries is important and you have to set boundaries with yourself and you have to set boundaries with other people. Know what you're willing to accept. I'm not willing to accept someone to be disrespectful to me. I'm not going to accept someone to be mean to me. I'm not going to accept someone to be this or that to me. But also in turn, I'm not going to do that to others as well. And I think that's important. Is challenge negative self-talk. Notice when you're being critical of yourself and try to reframe your thoughts. Yeah. There's another word for that called give me a second. But when you start to, because that's something that I had to do. When I started to think something negative, I redirected my thoughts. So you have to do a thought redirection, right? You go from thinking something negative, immediately upon thinking that negative thought, you go into something, a better place, if you will. You know what I mean? And if that better place is you thinking of bunny rabbits running through a field, chasing rainbows, so be it. You know what I mean? Then think of that to get yourself out of that negative train of thought, if that makes any sense, or tell yourself. Self-affirmation is a good one. It's a really good one. I do it all the time. I do mine a little out loud because me personally, I have to feel like I hear myself say it. So it's not good enough for me to say it in my mind. I have to hear myself say it out loud. And when I hear myself say it out loud, it's just telling me, and I'm listening to me. I have to hear me say it. And I've done that before while talking to somebody, and I just will blurt out, "Man, I'm a good fucking person." You're like, "What?" And they're like, "Oh no, man, I'm just I'm just talking to myself, man," because I am. And when I say those things about myself, and especially for me, if I say those things out loud to myself, I'm reaffirming, hell yeah, I'm a good fucking person. I'm a great person. You know what I mean? And that's not has nothing to do with being cocky or what's the other word I'm looking for? Conceited or anything like that, man. That's me inside knowing that I am a good person. I'm putting in the work. I'm talking positive. I'm doing positive things with people. I treat people well. I give everyone respect. I'm a good fucking dude. And I say that. And even now, as I say it, I'm saying it out loud just to reaffirm to myself. You know what I mean? Self-affirmation is a real thing. Um, Ada says, "Yes, we are our worst critics." And change your mindset. Yeah, you have to. Changing your mindset is a very critical part of it. Ace Vito says, "Attack every bad thought with at least two positive thoughts." You see, you get it. You get it, Ace. The key is, though, you can get it all day long. The key is making it happen. The key is putting in the work because it takes work. A lot of people are afraid of the work. Kamani says, I'm having a bad day or negative thoughts. I'll be thinking about the things I want to get in the future or the goals I fight for to go on with it. Yeah. I mean, that's a part of it. If you're having a bad day, think about the things uh, that you want to attain. I'm not necessarily monetarily. I'm not talking monetarily. Like when I'm talking, I'm really talking about things that I like me personally that I want to attain. Man, I want to attain peace in my damn mind and in my heart and in my soul and in my energy. I want to attain peace. And to attain that peace, I have to be the protector of my peace. Shout out to D Nick in the building. He said, "Love, heat." Thank you, man. Daily affirmations, yes. Sorry, I'm going to get to all of these chats here as quickly as I can. Kamani says, because I know I deserve this and I'm willing and able to do to a good person, and I deserve everything in this world. Sure, you do. We all deserve good shit to happen to us, but that don't mean it's going to happen. You know, you have to prepare yourself. I think you say application versus theory. Yeah, I think that I'm not saying that you think about the worst case scenarios, but shit, I don't know. When I think of things and what I feel like I deserve, I think that if you feel like you deserve something to receive that, you have to put in the work to be deserving of it. You know what I mean? Because if you put in the work, then it will come. You know what I mean? I deserve to have good people around me. Well, in order for me to do that, I've got to keep my energy safe. I have to set boundaries. I have to respect myself. I have to respect those that are around me. That in itself, I feel, will attract what it is that I feel like I deserve. And again, this is just my opinion. Kimani says, I'll be honest, discipline is the key to anything. Yeah, absolutely. And the work is hard. It doesn't sound difficult, but it is difficult to wake up every day, put your foot before your foot hits down on the ground and say, today is going to be, I'm going to do everything within my power today to make sure it was better than yesterday. And that's difficult, very difficult. Celebrate your accomplishments. Keep a journal, if you will, if you can, to record your positive experiences. I don't keep a journal. I probably should, just to go back and read and peep my own growth, I guess. I've been told I should, and I probably should. Maybe that's something I'll start. Keep track of myself, man. I think that's a good one. Absolutely, a good one. Ace Vito says, hold yourself accountable. Hell yeah. Yeah, yeah. Hold yourself accountable, uh, even if it's good or bad. Be accountable just as well for your good moves as your bad moves. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Build positive relationships. Surround yourself with supportive people. Yeah, that shit's key right there. And it's tough to do. It's tough to cut out people, but not everybody was meant to be on your journey with you. That is a fact. Not everybody was meant to be by your side. It doesn't mean you have to stop loving somebody. I can love a motherfucker from distance. I've cut out so many people, not because they were necessarily bad, they were just bad for me. They were just bad for where I'm headed, you know? And I let them know as well, like, I'm here. I just got to love you from where I'm at and you stay over there, you know, because I know what I need in my life right now and I know what I desire, and my desire is peace, peace in my mind and peace in my heart, peace in my soul. And that's key. I tell them I love you from a distance. And whenever they're ready, or whenever they get on their journey or get to doing whatever it is they're doing, yeah, come on. Come on. I'm not cutting you out. I'm not cutting you completely out. But right now, what it is I need, because this is about me. This is about me being better for me. And for me to be better for me, I have to surround myself with all the good things that I need. And it starts here, right here, with me. And if I can't do that with you around, well, you got to go. Point blank, period. Kamani says, always have God close to you because he's the key, too, for real. Every single day when I wake up, I look up and say, thank you, God, I'm still alive. Thank you, God, I'm still here to do what it is I'm supposed to do, God. For real. That's key. God is the key, too, for real. Ace Vito says, message. It's the purpose. Kamani says, it's purpose more of a message. It's a purpose more than a message. I think that's because Ace Vito said message, hashtag message. But yeah, the benefits of self love are as it reduces anxiety, depression, anger, and loneliness. Those are some big ones right there. Those are some big ones. It increases self worth and self empathy. To self empathy. Let that one soak in for a minute. Hmm? We spend a lot of time giving and being empathetic to other people, and I don't think we give ourselves any empathy. Not sympathy, empathy. Um, that's key. Better performance at work. Yeah, whatever you do, do it. Whistle while you work, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I don't know. It's hard to do those kinds of things. Again, all of this shit is hard work. Hard work. You know. Uh, these are all benefits. The benefits are increased self-worth and self-empathy. These are benefits: better performance at work, lower risk of cardiovascular disease, and improved relationships. Self-love is different from narcissism, which is excessive self-absorption and self-interest. Self-love is a healthy way to value yourself and your well-being. Come on now. That's all I'm talking about. What I said, like in the beginning, this doesn't have shit to do with being cocky or conceited or narcissistic or anything like that, man. I have to. In order for me to really truly love anyone, I've got to love myself, and truly love myself. Love what I do, because when I start loving myself, I love the people around me even more. Even more. It's like, damn, love seeing that motherfucker. I love talking to that idiot. That good friend of mine that I call idiot. I call everybody an idiot, but I don't mean it in a bad way. Although it sounds degrading, but I don't know. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I work on that too. You know what I mean? Like, damn, you just called me an idiot. Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. It's just something I've always done. I don't mean anything bad by it. I think it's kind of funny now, though, when I think about it. But I think all of these things are extremely important. And I say this like on every show. I don't come up with these topics a week before or anything. It's just whatever is on my mind at the time of the shows. And it was on my mind today because I was just thinking about my journey, and I was thinking about how far I've come and what my thought process was before all of this. And it really, it really had me go down a little wormhole, if you will, of thoughts. Like that's one of the ones I'm really still working on. You know, as much as sometimes I wake up and I'm like, man, I fucking love myself. I love this, and then something can trigger me, and I just fucking spiral, and I have to catch myself. Literally, I went the other day to pick my daughter up from work, and I was sitting in. She works at a Starbucks, and I was sitting in Starbucks. You know, they have the music playing, and this song came on, and it, something clicked. I don't know if it was a memory. Probably, I think it was like the memory of my mother, and then that triggered a whole bunch of shit. And as I was sitting there, I was listening to the song. It's beautiful, beautiful song, and like my eyes started watering, and then I fucking lost it. And I was sitting there, and the Starbucks was packed, and I'm trying to doing. I was doing my best to control myself from crying because I was like, in my mind, I was like, all right, what the fuck's going on? What the fuck's going on? And because there was so much going on in my head at that moment, I couldn't figure out what was going on, which frustrated me, which had my anxiety go up. And then I literally just started like crying, and I got up real quick, and I ran. Not, I didn't run, but I walked pretty quickly out of Starbucks and went and sat in the car. And when I sat in the car, I just kind of let loose and was just like, fuck. I was crying, and I was pissed the fuck off, and frustrated. And I realized that I hadn't grieved my mother properly, haven't grieved my brother properly. Um, I was hating myself for not grieving them. I was hating myself for situations that I put myself in because of my behaviors that I was exhibiting because I hadn't grieved properly. Because and it just triggered that it triggered a whole bunch of shit. And I had to sit in the car and breathe, and again self affirmation, because I sat in the car waiting for my daughter. And I just kept telling myself, it's going to be all right, man. You're a good person. These things are not bad. These things have passed. It's okay. It's okay to miss mom. It's okay to miss my brother. It's okay. You're not a bad person. It's okay to feel this way. It's okay. But in that same breath, I had to tell myself, but you cannot allow this to consume you, Jorge. You can't. And I looked in the rearview mirror in my eyes, and I was telling myself, you cannot allow this to consume you. It's done. It's done. Breathe, relax. You're okay. And I'm not going to say it helped 100%, but it helped. And then when my daughter got in the car, and she's pregnant, by the way, and I think that kind of triggered too, because now I'm going to be a grandfather. This is my baby girl. She gets in the car, and then I started to cry again because now I'm thinking about this child coming into the world, and I'm going to be a grandfather, and then my mom, and it all started to kind of happen again. And these tears started rolling down my eyes as I'm trying to drive. And she was like, Daddy, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm fine, baby. I'll be fine. I will be fine. It's all right. Just having a moment. That's all. Just having a moment. And I wasn't um, minimizing that moment, but just reassuring her and myself that I was just having, it was a moment. And I understand and understood what that moment was. You know what I mean? And the key word is was, because that's what it was. It's no longer. And I got to work on that. It's another thing to add to my list of my things to do list in the House of George, man. It's another thing, which I'm okay with. Let me get to these chats. DJ Ace Vito says value of self. Yeah, this is earlier, I guess. He's Kermani says I'm an idiot because I'll be thinking out loud always. I had those before. Yeah, when you cry, he says I hate when that happened. Honestly, honestly, being a good person, it's so hard. Um, Shout out to Ace Vito, man. Congratulations, he much love. Thank you, bro. Um, it is hard to be good. It's easy to be bad. It's easy to be an asshole. It's easy to be a dickhead. It's easy to do a lot of things, man. But the easy shit in life is never worth it. That's why I say the hard work truly the benefits of it truly outweigh anything else. I don't think ever in my life I've been as happy with myself than I am now. Um, the things that I do, how I interact with people, how I talk to people, how I carry myself, how I talk to people, how I even talk to myself, the thoughts that I have, the things that I want to do, the things that I desire, completely different than they were 2, 3 years ago. I wasn't in this place 2 or 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago, uh, you could say the wrong thing to me and I would probably smack the shit out of you. But again, that all of those things, those are anger issues. And, I'm not fully over a lot of that shit. I'm not saying that I condone smacking anyone, but, it was one of those things that my thought process was everything to me was offensive. If you said something to me, I'd probably take it as an offense or something. My guard was up on everything, and I wasn't even aware of traumas that I mean, when I quit drinking, I became aware of them, but I hadn't been aware of a lot of the traumas that I've been through in my entire life, not just childhood, but even as an adult, and the amount of PTSD that I suffered from. Uh, it's a lot, and a lot of that just compounded the drinking and everything else, and you know, cutting out a lot of things in my life, and then taking the steps forward to be better and understanding me and how I want to move forward with everything else in my life has been an amazing journey. Uh, uh, let's see here. Let me get to these chats. Hey, Kermani says, so every time y'all hearing my sad songs and all that, honestly, I'm not doing sad songs on purpose. It's because that's what I'm going through. Yeah, music is that. You can tell whenever me personally, I'm having a bad day because the music is generally more aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm sad, the music will be probably more on the sadder side. But I do a pretty good job of working on those things. You know what I'm saying? Colleen Jordan, I can't picture you smacking anybody. All right, me either. Uh, and Ace Vito, I don't know what you mean. I've always felt what? Um, yeah, I can't picture myself smacking anybody, Colleen, uh, right about now. And my pimp hand is quite weak these days. So nah, I ain't trying to smack nobody. You're right. You're 100% right. Um, Kamani says, honestly, when Q or crew tell me to make a happy song, I can't because that's what I'm going through now from the mental health and everything collapses together, cause that's what I'm going through. Yeah, yeah. And Ace Vito says, nothing but commandery from you, brother. Oh. Money says, I'm like in a position where I can't be happy for real. Even if I tried, I'll fuck it up. See, No, don't be sorry about the curses, man. That is the whole point of the show is like speak your mind. But let me tell you something. You said I'm in like a position where I can't be happy for real. Even if I tried, I'll fuck it up. You fucked up right there. You can't say those things, man. I mean, you can say them all you want, but don't correct yourself when you say that because the thing about happiness, man, we all are in control of our own happiness. We're in control of our own happiness, and it's important that you take control of that happiness, bro. You ain't gonna fuck up anything. Nothing's gonna get fucked up. Uh, you know, call it, but this goes back to putting in the work. This goes back to working on things. You know what I mean? Maybe that one misstep is something that can be corrected the next time around. That things don't get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But it's not that you're a bad person or anything. Anything like that, or you're just built that way that no matter what you do in life, you're just gonna consequently fuck it all the way up. And that's not how it works, bro. That's not how it works. And you shouldn't say those things to yourself. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm just gonna fuck it up. You know, we talked about affirmation, self-affirmation, man. You know, if I say this all the time, if a person tells you a banana is an orange long enough, well, the banana is going to turn into an orange to you in your mind. You know what I'm saying? So if you tell yourself these kinds of things enough, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you probably will fuck things up every goddamn time, but because you're setting yourself up for that failure. But again, like I said, I'm not a therapist or psychiatrist or anything. I'm just a dude that's on a journey, and then part of my journey is to speak and talk to people and help them on their way and on their journey as well, and provide this space to speak and talk openly about these things. You know what I'm saying? Um, and get to these comments real quick. Dream Pusher's in the building. Salute, Dream Pusher. He says, Kamani, Dream says, salute, bro. Heat, what's good? What's good, Dream Pusher? Glad you showed up, bro. Uh, DJ Ace Beetle. Shout out to Ace Beetle, man. Yeah. He said, I've always felt the brotherhood from the get-go. Yeah, man. And that's the thing, Ace. Like you caught me at a point. Hold on, you know, bro. Yeah, let me say that. Like, you caught me at a point of this transition. The thing about it is that I've always been a good person. Always have felt I was a good person, but I was also a person who's did a lot of self sabotage. But I always love people and care about people and empathize and and shit like that. But like where I was when I met you, Ace, and where I am now is two different places. Not saying that that place was super bad, but that was a real turning point for me. And that was, again, that was like when I was talking about the beginning of the check in before it was not the check in. And that was like beginnings of the check in when I really, really started to take this journey that I'm on very, very, very serious. And, and it shows even my relationship with you, Ace. You know what I'm saying? I love the fuck out of you, bro. And I'm we gonna work, bro. We gonna work. I'm gonna get you there, bro, because I understand and know not everything, but I understand and know what you're going through, man. And I keep telling you, and I tell you every time, man, I'm here. You can call me. We can talk. We can do whatever. My home is open. You already know what it is. You know, come sit down. We can talk, chop it up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that you've been going through some tough times and some tough days, and and I'm here. I'm here for you, brother. Let me get back to these chats. Kamani says, bro, the problem, I'm still looking for that spark that makes me happy for real, and I still don't find it yet. Happiness, you're in charge of your own happiness, not anybody else. You're looking for happiness somewhere else, and that happiness resides right here in you, Kamani. You can't find that shit in nobody else. You got to find that shit within you. It's there, and you're in charge of it. Be happy, for real. Dream Pusher says, mistakes are learning curves, 100%. Dream told me how to control it and all that, but I never listened, honestly. Um, well, that's another one. Listening. I don't think as people, not everybody, but I'd say the majority of people, we don't listen. We all like to hear ourselves talk, but we don't listen. And that's one of the things that I've been working really hard on. And it's been paying off because now I'm really paying attention to what a person says to me, and I keep my mouth shut and I wait. I process what they're saying to me. I don't react. You know what I'm saying? I process what's being said to me and understand what's being said to me. And that goes back with patience. Man, patience is such a big one. Learning how to be patient. Woo. Teaching yourself how to be patient. Woo wee, man. So, Kermani, you want to find that happiness, man. You need to talk about yourself with love. Prioritize yourself over others, other shit. Prioritize you. You know what I'm saying? Prioritize your time. We talked about that earlier. Prioritize your time. You're in charge of that too. Prioritize your time. Giving yourself a break from self-judgment. Pull back on that. Just said it a second ago when you talk about uh when you said that you're gonna fuck it up, you'll always fuck it up or whatever, man. Give that shit a break. Give that shit a break, bro. That shit is needs a well-deserved fucking lifelong vacation. For real. You know? And you're writing songs, that's great therapy. So that's a good one too. You know what I'm saying? It's a great therapy. Trust yourself, Kermani. Trust yourself, man. And be true to yourself. And be nice to yourself. That's a fucking big one. Took me a long time to start being nice to me. You know, I was so hard on myself about a lot of things, what I coulda, woulda, shoulda did, and I wasn't being nice and giving myself grace, giving myself space to breathe, giving myself the latitude and longitude, man. Like, back the fuck up off me, man. I need to breathe. I need time. Back up and give me my space. There's nothing wrong with that. It's my space. I'm in charge of that. It's my energy. I'm in charge of that. It's my happiness. Damn right I'm in charge of that. You know what I'm saying? Setting healthy boundaries. Yeah. That even goes back to who you keep around you. Oh, bro, sorry, you gotta go. I'll love you from a distance. We gotta keep it that way. Sorry. And until you decide that you need to get help, at least that's what I told my friend. Until you decide to make some changes, bro, unfortunately, I can't have you around. Doesn't mean I don't love you, my nigga. I just can't have you around because what you bring are things that I don't want in my life. I don't want the negativity. I don't want the bullshit. I don't want any of that. So I'm setting that boundary with you. And unless you can come in, unless you bring all that, leave all that shit wherever and come and bring in my area, in my space, in my proximity, some love, some happiness, some goddamn good energy, nah, you got to go. Sorry, not sorry. Forgive yourself when you ain't being true or nice to yourself. Yeah, forgive yourself. That's another big one. God damn. You gotta forgive yourself. And that was part of that whole shit. Like I said, when I broke down, this was yesterday. In Starbucks, picking my daughter up. And just forgiving myself because I was feeling like I wasn't there. I wasn't there for my mom. I wasn't there for my brother. I wasn't there for myself. Then I started worrying about this child on the way, my grandchild on the way, and me fucking that up, not being there properly for this child. Ooh, man. Yeah. Give yourself some grace. Forgive yourself. I can't change any of the shit that I did in the past. I can only fix right now what I'm doing right now. I can be present right now. I can fix me right now. I may not be able to fix everything about me, but every day I'm going to chip away at it. Every day I'm going to be fixing and working on me. And when I'm doing it, those that recognize it are going to see it and they're going to treat me different because I'm also going to demand to be treated different. I'm not going to just accept shit. I'm not going to let you just shit in my hand and accept it. How about my hand not even be open for you to shit in it? How about that? Why don't you stay over there and shit in somebody else's hand? Hopefully that's not what you're doing or people are doing to each other, but I'm just saying metaphorically, but not figuratively actually shitting in my hand. But I think we're all adults and we understand that shit. You know what I'm saying? I think the physical aspect, listen to your body. If your body's telling you to lay down and go to sleep, take some rest, then do it. Take breaks from work, move, stretch. It's good to move around. Yeah, 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 all that. Put your phone down. That's a big one. Put your damn phone down and connect with others. Connect with yourself. Do something creative. Money, go write a song. You know what I'm saying? uh, Grace, Kamani says, grace and strength, hold on tight, self esteem. Yeah. And that all starts from loving yourself, man. Got to love yourself. But in order to get there, it's work to be done. We can all wake up and say, oh, I love myself. Can you look in the mirror? Can you look at yourself and say those things? Probably most can't. And if they do, they're lying to themselves, I think. Because when I look in the mirror, there's things I don't like, but I work on them. I work on them every day. And every day I chip away at it a little bit more. And every day I look at myself in the mirror and I like a little bit more of me every day. This is not something that happens overnight, people. This is something that takes work. Monty says, I'm blessed for having y'all in my life for real. Y'all are a blessing. You're a blessing, man. Don't count yourself out. Ramani, it's a blessing that you're on this show tonight and that you're opening up about it, man. That's a blessing within itself. Don't shortchange yourself on that, brother. You will be there, brother, because you are in a better mindset, a better way of living. Salute. Yeah. Dream Pusher said, yeah, bro, I told you before that you are your own superstar because when you look at your ideas, they're not the people when you look at your idols, they're not the people you think they are. That's true, Dreamcatcher. Or a Dream Pusher. I mean, we're all because we're all humans, man. We all suffer from shit. There ain't nobody perfect. You find me somebody that says that they're perfect, and I'll tell you, you're looking at a lying motherfucker. Yeah, you're looking at a lying motherfucker. Nobody's perfect. We all have scars. We all have been through trials and tribulations, man. It's just how we deal with them. How we deal with them. That's key. That's key as shit. Like I said, man, just wake up every day and trudge along, man. Walk through that mud. You'll eventually hit dry ground. I said, I chip at it every day, and every day that I look in the mirror, I feel better, a little bit better every day. And from that, it gives me more strength to chip away at it even more. You know what I mean? And eventually, that little chipping is going to be this beautiful statue of me. You know what I mean? In all of my glory, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? I just I feel like I'm just at the beginning of understanding who I am as a person, and I'm excited about really understanding who I am and what I'm really truly capable of. Because once you really start getting to it, you start really thinking like, damn, I can make some amazing shit happen. I just gotta take care of me. Who would have known? Take care of me, be happy with self, protect my energy, set boundaries, do all of this shit. And then the light bulb pops off in my head and says, God damn, I can do some amazing shit. I'm a fucking, I'm him. I'm him. It's like one day Jorge woke up from a long ass slumber. When I did, I don't even, I do everything I can to not look back. Just move forward. I have a saying that I came up with, saying you can't hold the past hostage while trying to kidnap the future. Can't do it. Got to be in the moment. You have to be in the moment. I cannot control the future, and I can't do shit about the past. I can only work on things right now in this very moment. You know, if the past said that I was a fucked up individual, then today says I'm going to be better. If yesterday I was shitty, today I'm going to be better. In this moment, I'm going to be better. I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better by the people around me. But all of that shit starts with myself. Hold on, let me get back to these real quick. So true, brother. Be your own idol and somebody else's idol. Walking in the mud ain't bad thing because you can build a foundation out of mud. All you have to do is add heat and you can mold it into anything. Very true. He said, what's my favorite coffee? Right now I'm on this oat milk brown sugar espresso drink from Starbucks that my daughter gets for me. Shit's fire. I'm drinking the hell out of that shit. Ace Vito says, hashtag gotta keep on rocking on the road to Zion. Yeah. Yeah. But want everybody to know, I was only going to do this for a half an hour and it just kind of went on a little bit. I think we're working on about an hour right now, but I want to leave everybody with some words. And I say this literally like every show. Give yourself some grace. You know what I'm saying? Take some time out of the day to give yourself grace, to give yourself some patience, to breathe, to fucking breathe. We don't do that enough. I literally, before I get out of bed, man, I take a minute. I gather my thoughts. I breathe. And I tell myself, no matter what happened yesterday, I'm gonna do everything within my power to make today better. I'm in charge of my happiness. I'm in charge of me. Ain't nobody else in charge of me. Nobody tell me what to do. I'm only gonna do what I wanna do. I'm gonna have boundaries. I'm gonna protect my energy. I'm gonna protect my feelings and my emotions. I'm gonna process information before I react. I'm gonna be good to me so I can be good to other people. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, peace and blessings to everybody. Thank you for popping in and checking the show out. I'll be back next Sunday once again with the check-in, like always. And I want to apologize the last few times I haven't been on, but this last Sunday was my daughter's baby shower, so I wasn't able to do the show because we had all of that crazy extravaganza. And then I had done it before, but then I had missed a couple of weeks, was just going through my own things, and I had to sort some things out within my own mind and my own space. And so it is what it is. But we'll be back next Sunday for the check-in. Thank you, everybody, for popping in. Thank you for showing love. Man, love yourself. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some space and time and breathe every day. You know what I'm saying? Because in order to love others, man, you got to love yourself, man. That's big facts. That being said, it's been the check-in. Peace and love.